masking on ever so carefully. Use skill, care and attention to detail. And some flowers. So this is some geraniums. It's very important to keep a clean palette. Now I always keep my palette scrupulously clean all the time. There you are. You can eat your dinner off with that. Right, so we're going to start with the sky. So wet the sky area first with some clean water. Then with a touch of raw sienna, some of that colour into the sky. Wash the brush out. Then ultramarine, paint the sky in, leaving areas for the clouds. Then moving on to a country olive and paint over the fence. So with the stippler, with a dark green, midnight green, stipple over the masking fluid, but also bring it over the fence as well. Change the colour to sunlit green. The idea of this is to kind of alternate the three colours. So finish stippling off, stippling behind the fence. Right, raw sienna, midnight green, then back to a lighter colour, sunlit green. Some greenery at the end of the building, and again bring that colour down through the fence because it's a nice dark colour. It's the contrast between the light and dark. Change the colour to sunlit green. So with the wizard, see if you look closely in the reflections, it looks like Harry Potter. Going to start with some raw sienna and just paint the centre section of the thatch with the light colour. Then with a mixture of ultramarine and burnt umber, so it should give you a grey colour. So carefully paint the ridge. Then when you drag the colour over the raw sienna, that colour will shine through and give a nice warm glow to the thatch. So, raw sienna, cover the whole of the track or road with raw sienna. Then with some burnt sienna, blend that into the wet raw sienna. Okay, and we just drop that shadow colour into the wet and just let it bleed and become quite a soft image. So this is maybe the hint of some dappled sunlight in the foreground. We're going to use some burnt sienna and a touch of burnt umber, but it's got to be really pale. Wash that colour over the front of the building. The brickwork, so we're going to start with burnt sienna. So you put a wash of burnt sienna, which obviously looks too bright. Then with shadow, while it's still wet, run that underneath the eave. Then on the gable end of the cottage, same technique. So wash over the whole of the gable end. And then while it's still wet, shadow and drop the darker colour into the light, and on the wall burnt sienna with a touch of shadow. So I'll mix the two colours together this time. And with some burnt umber, drop the burnt umber while it's still wet. So for the chimney pots, medium detail with burnt sienna. Put the one colour over all three chimney pots. Okay, so when the chimney pots are dry, with the small detail brush and the colour shadow, so painting the shade on the right hand side of the chimney stack. Staying with the small detail brush, put the detail on the front of the cottage with ultramarine and burnt umber. Then moving on to the medium detail brush. So it's burnt umber, ultramarine, same two colours again. Continuing with the timber. Did I mention my book on rustic buildings and barns? Not yet. And the window, touch more blue, paint that in quite dark. And the end of the building, just finish that off with some dark. Then with the small detail brush, ultramarine and burnt umber. So we're going to paint in the dormers. Then moving on to the medium detail brush and the colour shadow, run a dark line underneath the eaves. Again with shadow, put that onto the inside of the thatch. While we're on the roof, don't jump. There's the thatch at the top of the building.